And nobody's here. I thought, well, there's a couple people. Cool. It is Super Bowl Sunday. So, I'm watching the game over here with the sound down so I don't get any copyright violations. So I'll have my eye on that and this. Not too into the game because I'm not a fan of either team, but I do have a lot of friends who are Kansas City fans. So I guess I want Kansas City. I don't know. I hope everybody's doing okay tonight. We had a beautiful day here in Superior, Nebraska. 70 degrees it got up to today. It's going to drop a bunch tomorrow down into the 30s, which is pretty disappointing and pretty much sucks because I planned on getting all the cars cleaned today. And I only got to the Tesla because it ended up being so much work that I was basically worn out after that. Looks like San Francisco is up 13-10. So, yeah, it's okay. It's been a good game at least. I enjoy watching these good games, and I like to watch defense a lot too. So, been some pretty big defensive stuff going on here. So I'm pretty happy about that. So we ready to kick off. And so anyway, how's everybody doing? Hey, Chad's here. What's up, Chad? I think I was up in your neck of the woods the other day. How's everybody doing tonight? You have a good weekend, Chad? Mine was pretty good. I slept my butt off last night, man. I slept like a really long time because I didn't sleep for several days, only a couple hours at a time, and made up for it. Steve Fitzpatrick, what's going on? How you doing, man? Good to see you. What's up, Steve? We got 4 people. I think it's going to probably be a slow night, seeing that the football game is going, which I'm also watching. I got my phone propped up over there with the football game on it. I was up there in all the way out on A80, North Platte, and out there that way, past that. And yeah, I've been working quite a bit this week, which was nice. You guys were here last week when I got called out in the middle of the live stream. I had to drive to Kansas City and back, which was very tiring. I ended up being up for like 26 hours when it was all said and done. So I was pretty tired at the end of that. I thought the halftime show was horrible. I just am not a fan of the whole one person singing with 500 people dancing thing. I've seen it been done a billion times, and it's just boring to me, and it just doesn't do much for me. Maybe because I'm old, but that kind of stuff is just like, how many times are we going to see the same thing? I was just checking out one of the Tesla things on Facebook earlier, just right before I came in here, like 20 minutes ago. And a bunch of people are like all kind of complaining that there's all these electric vehicle commercials on during the Super Bowl, and all these other cars suck, and none of these companies can make a car like as good as a Tesla. Blah blah blah. It's kind of embarrassing to be part of those groups. Sometimes it's really the fanboyism, this whatever. It becomes a little bit overwhelming and kind of embarrassing at times. It's like all these other companies are making electric vehicles too. Get over it. They're going to probably be just as good or better or whatever. So just get over it, but people just get so caught up in their brand, and it's just, they're almost offended that other car companies are doing it too. Yeah, I can't, I usually find something else to watch during that time. I was kind of setting the stream up at the same time. So I had a little bit of something to do, but I had the halftime show on in the background. It was pretty much exactly what I expected. So same old thing, half naked R&B singer dancing around, bunch of dudes and chicks dancing, and I don't know. It's the same thing. I don't know. I don't really get why that's entertaining. I didn't know. I didn't realize you were that far west. I thought you were a little closer than that. God damn, you're way out there. Becky, what's up, Becky? How's it going? Yeah, I know the crappy weather's coming. Boy, it was beautiful here today. It was 70 degrees, and it was just great. But yeah, tomorrow it's back to the crap. You like Shakira, huh? I mean, they're okay to look at. She's okay to look at. The other girl, what's her name? It's not bad either, but the music and the dancing, blah. I don't get it. Doesn't do a damn thing for me. It just bores the crap out of me. Looks like Kansas City's got the ball again. It's 13-10, 49ers. Becky's got the good weather coming. Uh-oh. Is that a fumble? Looks like they got it back. So Becky, you got good weather, boy. We got spoiled today. Yesterday was like, I think got up to 55 or 60 yesterday and 70 today, but we're going back down into the bad stuff for the rest of the week. Not too bad, but 30s and I think a couple of 40s, which won't be so horrible. But it's nice to get when February hits. We usually start to get a few hit and miss, those little days where it's kind of nice, those little hints that things might be changing before too long. Another month or so, we'll be having some decent days mixed in with the snow, but usually we get that some 60s and 65s and things like that, and then it'll get bad again. It'll go back and forth for a couple weeks, but at least the hints, it's on the horizon, you know. Sky One says, Joey, I got the Turtle Wax ceramic. Going to try that tomorrow on your Challenger. Compare that with the Rain X repellent spray. Cool. You making video on that? Not bad in Jacksonville, yeah. Oh, I just missed what happened. 49ers are all cheering. Anyway. Cool. Yeah, I like the that McGuire ceramic hybrid ceramic wax today. I used that on the Tesla today in the video, and it's pretty good stuff. A little harder to get back off than I thought, because on that first application, you have to treat it kind of like a regular wax. And then from then on, you just mist it over the car and rinse it off. So we're going to see how that goes. We'll see how it holds up. And next time I wash it, we'll see how the old misting and rinsing off thing goes too. But yeah, it was a little tough to get all that off the car today. I still got a lot left, though. I'll give it that much. It didn't take but about maybe a third of the bottle, so that was kind of nice. Yeah, I think I might have went a bit heavy, and even though I went a bit heavy, I still barely used any, so I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, I always, if you see my videos where I use anything like that, I always end up going heavy because I don't want to underdo it. So I think I do tend to go a little heavy with stuff when I do the engine cleaner and the engine shine and protectors, and then I've done the McGuire's Ultimate Fast Finish in the aerosol can. I always overdo it with that. And a whole bunch of those. Oh, they got intersection. I just missed it. I looked up and everybody was 49ers were all happy. Go light, D2 coats. I went heavy and had to go back over it twice with the buffing just to get it all. And I think I still probably need to get some more, but we'll see. We'll see how it holds up and stuff. I've seen a lot of other videos and people seem to really like it. When it first came out, a lot of people were upset because it had the word ceramic on it, and they were not happy, and they were making videos about how it can't be any good. But then when they actually used it, they were very impressed with it. So I think I will give it a shot and see how it goes. I always like McGuire's products. I've never been disappointed by any of them ever. So I've never bought anything from them that I can say was not any good. Hey, Tail Happy, what is going on, man? Welcome back. How's it going? Watching the game tonight? I got it on off here in the corner with the sound down so I don't get in trouble on YouTube. Becky Ware says last Sunday was hilarious. Yeah, Carnauba wax and the paste wax, they're pretty hard to beat. That Carnauba paste wax, it's been around forever, and there's a reason, because it works really well. So the only maybe downside to those is you get it down in the little cracks and things like that. It can be a real pain to get out. But yeah, the shine and everything from those is hard to beat, and the protection. I kind of experiment with a lot of stuff. I really like that Ultimate Fast Finish from McGuire's. It's really nice. It's an aerosol. You just spray it on the top on the microfiber, and you wipe it on, flip the microfiber, wipe it off. You don't have to buff it. It actually is pretty good stuff, and it works really well. And you can also use it on interiors and everything else. So it says to try to keep it off the glass, but everything else about it works really well. So That's a good product for people too. And I bought one can, and I still have that same can, and I've done two. Yeah, I've done two cars with it. I still have quite a bit. The good thing now is there's a ton of great products out there. So you just got to find the one you like, and the way that it applies or whatever, the whole process that you want to do and like and whatever, and find the one you like and use it, because there's just so many good things out there. A bunch of companies are making good stuff, and I know the popular thing on YouTube is to buy the super expensive stuff that you have to order online and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure that's great stuff too, but there's plenty of great products from a ton of companies. So yeah, I ran out of Shine Armor, and I'm debating whether to get more. They sent me some for free. I used all that up, and I bought some more, and then I used that up now too. And I'm not sure if I want to do that again or not. Well, you got their Sky. How do you say that? Quartz UK is what you want. Tail after you get your car out for the first time since, so you went a whole month or more than a month, obviously, without getting the old car out. I was going to get mine out today, but I don't know if you guys saw the video. It's filthy, and I was going to clean it after I did the Tesla. I was going to make one whole video and get both cars, get them both cleaned up and looking good, and take them out together somewhere and kind of do it. But it ended up being just a Tesla video because I was so worn out and my back's been bothering me, and I was having trouble getting down to the low parts of the car, and I didn't want to pull out another even larger car and do the same thing. Yeah, I kind of enjoy low scoring. I like to watch defense, so a low scoring. I mean, a lot of offense is fun to watch too, but I do enjoy watching a couple of decent defenses, and I don't. These aren't like super outstanding defenses, but they're decent. At least tonight they're playing like it. Although right there, that wasn't. The last Super Bowl my team won, Denver 4 years ago, Super Bowl 50. That was their defense won them that game. So the offense was very mediocre. The defense was just maybe one of the best defenses I've ever seen. They had Cam Newton on his heels all night long, and it was a great game to watch from a defensive perspective. Yeah, this one looks like Kansas City better get their stuff together. I'm going to have a lot of unhappy friends around here. I'm kind of staring up there, guys. Sorry, it looks like they're going to score. Did he make it? Hard to tell from that angle. Yep, they're saying he got it. Touchdown. Damn. Uh-oh. Come on, Kansas City. I'm not, like I said, I don't particularly care, but I wouldn't mind if my friends were all happy. Although I could remain with all the super great bragging rights, and since we're in the same division with Kansas City, and they talk a lot of smack about the Broncos, but we've won we won 3 Super Bowls and been to 5 others since the last time they went. So you're getting killed in the football pool. I haven't gotten into one of those in years. I used to work at a bar. I used to be a bartender, so I was always getting involved in those kind of things, but I haven't done that lately. I haven't done that in a long time. So it'll be 20-10. Uh-oh, come on, Kansas City. I can hear the collective sigh from around town here. Everybody's probably upset. Black on black. You don't have the red RT stripes on your sides. And she's got a black car. It's a good looking car. It's in one of my videos a while back. I gotta figure out which one that's in. I need to do some more of those videos. I know I keep saying that. It's quite an undertaking though to go through and get all those photos, and it does take a while and it's tedious. But yeah, one of these days I need to sit down and do that. It's a good way for me to come up with a good video and a good video idea because it's all there for me. But it is a lot of it is very tedious. We got 9 people, so that's probably I wasn't expecting even 9 people seeing how the game's on. I thought I might be in here with 1 or 2 or alone for that matter. I think I did one during the Super Bowl last year too, and it wasn't too terrible. We did all right. So, Steve, you just did your muffler delete. Cool, cool. Yes, I know where to find your car, Becky. I could do that. I could get. I'll throw it back in another one because I may not have a lot of them, so I could always throw a couple more back in as a second time around. I've been going to use some of you guys. I've gotten probably I don't know how many people have sent me pictures of their cars in the past, and it was okay to use them in the video. So I assume it's okay for me to use them. Um, since you sent them to me, anybody who out there who sent them to me, I was thinking about using them for some of my thumbnails and things like that, just for cool Mopars and things like that to put on my thumbnails or to use in videos, even for that matter. Where's I'm trying to think what thumbnail did I put for this stream? I don't even remember what it was now. My memory sucks. I just did it like an hour ago. Any of you guys have a drone that you fly? I've been thinking about getting one, but I don't know much about them, and I'm kind of scared, and I don't know what to get, and I don't want to spend $1 million, but I worked on a little short film project the last couple of Friday and Saturday, 2 days of shooting, and there's a bunch of editing which I'm not doing. Luckily, because I'm not that great of an editor, as you guys have probably seen from my videos. But it was kind of fun to help out. I really didn't have a whole lot to do with any of it. I was just sort of helping out with whatever, and I got to throw a sloppy Joe at a guy's head. That was kind of fun. I'm not actually in it. There's a sloppy Joe's got to hit a guy in the head, so I got hired to I got elected to throw the sloppy Joe at the guy's head. It was kind of fun, although I sort of halfway missed him with the first one. It bounced off his ear and splattered all over this guy's wall, and we had to clean that up. So that wasn't very much fun, but we got a couple of decent shots of it. Oh, Mahomes just took a big hit. Damn. At least it looked like it from here. It's just on my phone and it's kind of far away. So, he's up and walking. He's up and running. He gets he's okay. I got a call the other night for work, and I had to go out to this little town about 30 or 40 miles from here, Cowles, Nebraska, which is in the middle of nowhere. You'd never know. It's not even near a highway or anything. It's off on a bunch of dirt roads. Yeah, it's about 10 miles from a highway. And ended up sitting out there for, I think, 7 hours. The train I was waiting for never showed up. So I was just sitting there, and there was like this little tiny town, like 3 blocks long. There was a few houses that looked like they had people living in them, but there was all these dogs running around, and they were like running around my van I was sitting in, and they were barking and stuff, and they'd wander off and they'd come back, and they didn't seem like they were really mean or anything, but it was kind of weird being out there I was out there from midnight till morning till sun up ish, and it was kind of weird with those dogs barking, and it was a little creepy out there. And someone came out of one of the houses at some point, and they were like shining a flashlight at me, like trying to see what I was doing. Although I'm sure they're used to people like me being up there next to that crossing, because I know they do park trains there quite a bit. But yeah, it was kind of creepy. It was a little little strange. I thought I would try to sleep a little, which I did a little bit, but it's hard to sleep when you're thinking someone's going to come up and pull on your door handle or whatever. Yeah, I actually take dog treats and throw them out the window. I had to get out a couple times to, use the restroom too. So I wait till the dogs wandered off and then I would do it, but they'd always come back. Then I heard coyotes. You can hear the coyotes off in the distance. It would sound like a whole bunch of them. It was pretty creepy out there. Sky says, oh, wait. Yeah, you're safe from the coronavirus out there? Yeah, I hope so. I think we're okay. I don't think anybody's going to worry about the coronavirus. Every couple of years, there's some new disease, new virus that we're all going to catch and die. Sky One says we should film a movie out your way, Joey. Some kind of doomsday movie. Yeah, that would be cool. There's plenty of desolate-looking doomsday areas around here where it looks like the world has ended. I'm kind of liking the filmmaking thing. It's kind of fun. I like to try some stuff on my own. These people kind of know what they're doing. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'd like to try it anyway. Which this thing that we're making or that we made or that I helped with, whatever, is probably going to be between 5 and 10 minutes long only, and it took 2 days to shoot. So it's a lot of work, and this is kind of a comedy fun thing that they did. I just enjoyed watching and kind of helping out with whatever, learning a little bit of stuff. So it was kind of cool. Chad says the dogs came back because they kept peeing on they had to keep them remarking their territory. Yeah, tire shines. Not my car. Yeah, I didn't get too far from the van, I'll tell you that much. Out there, it's pitch black, it's dark, it's creepy. There's people shining flashlight at me. There's dogs running around. I usually will get out and kind of walk off a little ways, but I was like, nope, open the door. I'm just turning and standing right here. That was as far as I got. I'm glad I'm not a female. We got some female drivers that are always complaining about that because there's a lot of times where you're literally out in the middle of nowhere or in the middle of a town and it's 2, 3 in the morning or 4 or 5 or 6 in the morning, whatever. And you're sitting there for hours and hours and hours. And of course, most human beings, when you're sitting there for more than 4, 5, 6 hours, you're going to have to take care of business at least once or twice during that time. And you guys know me from watching my streams. I've always got something going like this. So yeah, a couple of the women drivers don't. You can't always. There's not always a store or a gas station or anything to go to. Some of these places are like closed up. That there's nothing. There's nowhere to go but outside. Yeah, I kept looking for Sasquatch. Yeah. Vin Diesel, I wish. In a way, it's kind of cool sitting out there like that, but in other ways, it can be a little bit. You start to think like, man, wonder, I'm not like I'm scared. I'm not really scared of anything, but it's just a little unsettling sometimes. Hey, Boise City here, our moderator. Sky says, hi, Boise. Hey, Boise, what's up, man? Yeah, Chaz never. I hope nobody ever watched me stream. I live streamed myself on Facebook once. I went live accidentally in the bathroom at work. I didn't realize it. The phone was in my pocket. Luckily, it wasn't out of my pocket. But I was peeing, and my girlfriend ended up texting me or calling me. I can't remember, and saying, I think you're live on Facebook right now, and it sounds like you're peeing and flushing the toilet. I was like, oh my God. That's when I decided to put, I didn't have any kind of code or any way to unlock. I didn't have my phone locked. It would just, somehow or another, I did that. And so ever since then, I've had a code and lock and everything on my phone. So at the time, I didn't think I needed it. I thought they were a pain in the butt, but that immediately made me change my mind. Yeah, I like that. Sky says, did you guys see the F9? I did not. Tail Happy's talking about that 1,000 horsepower electric Hummer. Yeah, I saw that. Less than 3 seconds, 0 to 60. And whatever, all the other, how much torque did it say? I don't even remember. 1,000 horsepower. Yeah, this is where we're going, guys. Watch all the commercials. There's a whole bunch of commercials for electric vehicles tonight. It's what's happening, and they're going to be super fast and tons of torque and a lot of super high performance everything. The only downside is we're not going to get that cool sound and all that drama and fun. But I suppose if they're going to perform amazingly like that, I think at least we have that. At least we're not getting golf carts. So I think that's what, and I don't know how many years that's what will be the main cars. I'm assuming. I don't think the combustion engine is going away altogether anytime soon, but I think it's going to probably, there's going to be less and less of them. There's going to either have hybrids, electrics, and we'll see though. But yeah, that Hummer looked cool, and I loved the stuff they said about it. That I don't know how much it's going to cost. Probably outrageous, I'm sure. They brought back Hand from the Dead again. Yeah. Hey, Ojama Black, what's up, man? Yeah, they're dangerous to work on. You got to know a whole different set of skills to work on these things, or you could get you could shock yourself to death, or burn yourself to death, or start a fire. Or there's all kinds of. It's a whole different thing. So I think if I were a younger, at least, mechanic, I would start learning as much as I could about these things and try to get certified or try whatever. Because if you're a young guy, you're like 20 or whatever, early 20s, late 20s even, and that's your living, you might want to start thinking about these other cars that you're going to have to figure out how to work on. Although there's enough combustion engine cars out there, even if they stop making them in 10 years, there's still going to be millions of them out there that need worked on. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you might want to try to get ahead of the curve a little bit on that. Yeah. Yeah, we needed to give somebody a blue wrench because we had a little trouble in here last week. So, not trouble, just somebody annoying. And I don't mind trolls or people who want to say that Dodges and Mopars suck and all that. That's fine, but they need to make a reasonable, at least entertaining and somewhat intelligent conversation out of it. Not just repeat the same three words, Mopars are crap or whatever the hell he said 400 times. So that way I have at least one person who can put those kind of people on timeout or whatever needs to be done. Becky says, if you see something 1,000 horsepower, you want to be able to hear it and not just say, yeah, I hear you. Yep. I was cruising around in the Tesla today for a while, and there's a guy in town who has an old 80s Camaro, and he's got I don't think it's very fast, but he thinks it is anyway. He's kind of made fun of the Tesla a couple times, but I couldn't get him interested today in anything because I don't know if he knows, but he would have got embarrassed. Yeah, Chad. What are you going to say, Boise? I forget. I'll fix you. Is that what you're going to say before you? I forget. Was that it? I'll fix you. Is that what you're supposed to say before you get rid of anybody? I'll fix you. Need to buy lithium stocks again? Yeah. That's going to be a big deal too. Getting enough of that. I don't know, man. All these companies. Everybody's got electric vehicles coming. They're already out. They're a couple months from being out, or they're a year from being out. But every car company is going to be doing it. That's why FCA merged with all those other companies, are trying to get a little bit further along in that area because they might have been just a little bit behind on that aspect of the car business. Did they just throw another interception? They did. Yep. Yeah. I wish we had an audio thing where you could hit a button or something that would say, I'll fix you, and then you could come out. Oh, that was just, that guy should have caught that ball. That wasn't the quarterback's fault. Didn't look like I just saw the tail end of it, but looked like he bobbled it. If he'd have just concentrated on catching the ball instead of running, then we wouldn't have an interception right there. I was thinking about getting into some more stocks and stuff. doing some trading, but I'm a little bit worried. I don't want to lose a bunch of money because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. There's all these systems online and this and that, but I don't know. I don't know. I think it'd be exciting, and I'd like to do it. Yeah, Boise is not a tyrant, although he did accidentally put someone on timeout. Yet, who? Oh, it was Kyle. What did he say? We both read it wrong the first time, and then I kind of caught it, but it was too late. I forget what he said, but it seemed like something bad, but it wasn't. It was the way he worded it was. I forget what the hell it was now. I don't see Kyle in here, and I don't think I've gotten. I usually get a couple emails from Kyle. I haven't heard from him this week. Still depressed about the lithium battery leaking. Didn't work for you, huh? Yeah, those. I tell you what, those Tesla little things on Facebook, the little groups, are embarrassing. They're all freaking out tonight over all these electric cars on the Super Bowl ads. They're like offended that other companies are doing it. Or how dare they? Or why would they even try to compete with the wonderful Elon Musk's Tesla God? It's like they're a bunch of brainwashed weirdos, and I'm kind of feel weird about being a part of it. I'm not like that at all. I think it's a cool car and I love it, but all these there's going to be a bunch of these out, and they're all going to be just as good or better or whatever. It's just part of life. Well, John Black, you replaced your son's Scat Pack's door lights with the B light. Oh, cool. Yeah, I bet that does look cool. Like the where it shines down on the ground. What do you call those? Puddle lights. Yeah, it is. I think I am part of a cult, but I'm not buying into the cultness of it. It is weird though. It's almost embarrassing and kind of cringy going on those because they're so. A lot of them must have never had a newer car whatsoever because they think that all these features are like so amazing that a lot of cars have. I don't think they realize that a lot of cars have some of these same features. The lane assist and all that, and the braking if you come up on something, it'll break the car. If you come up too fast or too close to something, another car or whatever, they just think that's oh my god. It's like a lot of cars, especially nicer cars, have had that for quite a while. That's not brand new technology. That's several years old now. I was looking at the. I'll show you guys. You might be able to see it in the video today. The frunk on that Tesla, the front trunk. If you guys look at that, you probably wouldn't notice it, but if you watch that video and you look at it, you can see the fit on that trunk is weird. Really, it's way off. One side there's a gap that's like twice as big as the other side. It's really annoying, and I know that they will. I've already investigated that whole thing, and they got fit and finish problems sometimes, and they always fix that stuff for free. But I'm 200 and some miles from the nearest Tesla place, so I'd have to, make a day trip out of it. So I probably will have to do that at some point because it's really annoying, especially from certain angles. It's like, oh my god, it stands out. It almost looks like the front of the car's been hit or something because it's all out of whack. It's kind of embarrassing. I don't think most people would even notice it, but once your eye catches it, you can't not notice it anymore. Oh yeah, what was it? Yeah, ice cream in the dog's crack. He was saying that ice cream was his dog's crack. His dog was addicted to ice cream, but it sounded like he was talking about putting ice cream in his dog's crack. So yeah, that's what it was. So we were both like, huh? I was reading it like, what is he? Why would he be talking about? That's gross. And then after a minute, I realized, oh, he was talking about that his dog loves ice cream. Like a crackhead likes crack. I got it, but it was too late. He was already on timeout at that point. Yeah, Harley made that electric bike, but it was super expensive, and I don't think they've sold hardly any of those things because the people that an electric motorcycle are going to appeal to are probably not spending 40 grand or whatever on a bike. I highly doubt. An electric motorcycle is going to appeal to like college kids and younger guys and girls and things like that, and I just don't think that those people that a bike like that would appeal to are going to be spending that kind of money on a motorcycle. A lot of them are buying. A Model 3 Tesla is just a little bit more than those motorcycles cost. So that you can carry 5 people in it, plus a bunch of luggage or books or computers or whatever it is you need for school, you know? Yeah, the Harley. What was that thing called? I forget. It was a big show when it first came out. They were all proud of it, but I just kept thinking, how is anybody that would be interested in that? It just doesn't seem like that. There's going to be a few people buy them, rich guys who want to buy every new Harley that comes out, or they think maybe it'll be a curious thing someday. Like guys like Jay Leno or something probably bought one. I'm sure he buys everything that comes out, but um, normal people who would be interested are not going to spend that kind of money on a motorcycle. I wouldn't spend that kind of money on a motorcycle. I love motorcycles, but I wouldn't buy a new Harley. They're too expensive anyway. I buy used ones that are in good shape and you get them for half the price. The new ones are pretty much, most of them are ugly anyway. I really don't like the direction they're going in. They're in a bad position though, Harley is. The older guys that want the classic looking bike, they're dying out, or they're getting too old to ride motorcycles. And the younger people aren't into those kind of bikes at all, so they want the other stuff. And Harley's kind of stuck in between, trying to figure out what to do. And the motorcycle market in general is really bad. Motorcycles aren't selling really well. They haven't been for a while. So they may have picked up a little bit in the last couple of years, but they were pretty bad there for a while. From all companies were struggling. Yeah, John Black, you momentarily got confused the other day when you were trying to drive a dealer car that had a key start, not a push start. I drive the Challenger is push start, of course, the button. The Tesla, you don't do anything. You just get in and go because it knows it's you, and you don't have to do anything. It's already on before you get in there. And then I drive the old time Saturn. It has the old key. The Tesla or the Prius is push button. And then the Expedition that I drive is key. So I got a lot of, and then everything, the Tesla's really weird. The Tesla drives like a forklift, only the stock's over here. So you forward and back, but it's over here. It's just two. And so it's kind of like if you've ever driven a forklift on the left side, it's forward and back over here, like a turn signal stock almost, but it's over here. So that gets, when you drive so many different cars and you hop in one and you forget, if I drive the Challenger a lot, I'll hop in another car and my hand goes down to the gear shift because I want to put it in gear. And then I realize, wait a minute, it's not. So yeah, it's weird how you can get accustomed to certain things. And when you drive a whole bunch of cars, it gets really confusing. Sky, you bought $500 worth of groceries at Costco today, getting ready for the Corona apocalypse. Yeah, Chad, you could have to have a loudspeaker, potato, mashed potato. Yep, you could get the fake sound, the fake Harley sound. Yeah, you got to get limes for the Corona. Yeah, yep. Sometimes it takes a second or two to get into the mode of whatever car you're driving, just because they're all so different. We bought some of that. It's coffee, malt liquor, coffee stuff. It's really good. I'm on a low carb diet, so I couldn't drink a whole one, but I took a sip of Kim's, and it is great. It's like it's Pabst Blue Ribbon coffee. I can't remember what it is, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. It's a malt liquor with coffee in it, and it's just delicious. I couldn't believe how good it was. We saw it online the other day, and we were like, "Oh, we got to try that. Sounds interesting." And I kind of thought it might not be good, but it's worth a shot. And man, I tasted it. It tasted great. So whenever I get through my 2 weeks of this and I can have a day when I can actually consume some carbohydrates, I will have to try a whole one. Sky, when you saw some cool movie called EMP on Amazon Prime and got you wound up. Oh, Steve went on a beer run. Yeah, but I highly recommend that PBR coffee stuff. It tastes great if you want something a little bit different, or if you got someone who doesn't like beer or whatever, they probably would enjoy that. When I was I will say this quietly so Kim doesn't hear me. When I was a single man, I always kept things like I'd have beer and stuff in the house and liquor, but I'd always keep like kind of the fruity, girly kind of stuff around just in case I had company, and uh, like some wine coolers or whatever was popular at the time, whatever the current fruity, girly drinks were. I'd always keep some of that on hand. Yeah, PBR hard coffee. That's what it's really good. I was shocked how good it was. I can't wait till I can drink a whole one because it tasted great. The Rebel, try the Ojama Black says, try the Rebel ice cream for your low carb. The entire pint has only about 12 net carbs. Ooh, I have to try that. Yeah, vodka. Well, you know what I'm saying, Becky. Not all girls, because a lot of girls will drink beer or a shot or whatever too. But there's a lot of girls, and when I was a younger guy and I was a bartender and I was single and I was kind of, I had company over quite a bit. We'll just say that, and I'd always keep a few fruity type things in the fridge just in case they didn't want a beer or whatever. I mean, look at me. I'd have to get them drunk to be interested in this. So I'm like, come on. No, I didn't get them drunk. That would be wrong. They would get them that way on their own if they want to, but yeah, vodka is okay. A lot of the hard liquors are. I like Canadian whiskey's not bad, and vodka, but you just got to make sure none of it has any like you can't drink rum. It's a lot of sugar, and there's a few of them. Actually, Zima at one time was a big thing, especially among the females. And actually, Zima wasn't a bad drink. It tasted actually pretty good, and it's reminiscent of the things that are popular now. Those the what are they called? The seltzer water with the alcohol in it. But Bud Light just came out with their own, but the other one was the White Claw, kind of like reminiscent of that. It's almost so. I mean, Zima kind of did it a long time ago. Yeah, we used to sell Zima when I bartended. We used to sell quite a bit of Zima, actually. Boise City. Can't believe you left Pornhub for this. That stuff will mess you up, man. You don't want to be looking at porn all the time. It'll affect your social life. You wanna. How do you say this gently? You want your hormones and your natural whatever manhood stuff to be out there trying to find actual real woman instead of the stuff on the computer. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah, did you? I saw a Reddit thing the other day. One of the YouTube channels that I've been paying attention to it's just a guy who reads Reddit stuff, interesting topics on Reddit, and he reads them and he gets tons of views. Great idea for a YouTube channel. But one of them was, have you ever seen somebody in adult, videos or whatever? Did you ever stumble across somebody that you know? And there's a lot of people have. I've heard of a couple stories where somebody would hire an escort, and when they'd show up, it would be like a relative or somebody that they already knew or something. That would be slightly uncomfortable, I would guess. What happened? I saw the red flag fly. I think he caught it. What do you guys think? Did he catch that? Yeah, the Joe Dirt situation. I love that movie. There's a couple things in it that bug me, but like when they make fun of the guy's Trans Am for having a six-cylinder, straight six or something, whatever. It's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, John, I used to do stuff like that too. Those little packets with the little flavor packets of, well, whether it be Crystal Light or any of the other brands, they all have no carbs, no sugar, and all that. And then, yeah, you can mix them with water and vodka. It works pretty good. I've done the same thing. I get pretty inventive when I get on these low carb diets. It's the only thing that really works for me, for one thing. But you start to think of your own little recipes that you can come up with. What can I have? I want some dessert sometimes, so I will take like whipping cream and then hand whip it with the mixer with some artificial sweetener in there, which I know is bad for you, and some cocoa, the unsweetened cocoa, like the kind you bake with, where it tastes really bitter, but you put that in there and you get a pretty good little dessert out of that. And you freeze it, and it's kind of, if you partially freeze it, it's not really like ice cream. It's really light, but it's kind of a nice little satisfying dessert. That works out pretty good. Vincent, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming in. Oh, actually, we got a decent crowd in here considering the football game is on. I really thought that we'd be two or three of us in here chatting. So I'm pretty happy. Thanks for coming in, guys. Vincent's here. We got Chad, Sky, Boise City. We got Steve. We got Becky's here. We got a lot of people. Chad's out there somewhere. I'm watching it. It's up here in the corner. I just have to keep the sound down so I don't get in trouble for copyright or anything. But it's right behind. If you see me looking over there, it's because I'm watching. My team's not in it. I don't care about either of these teams. I do have a lot of friends who are Kansas City fans because we live here in Nebraska. A lot of Kansas City fans here, but a lot of Denver fans. I'm a Denver fan. Grew up in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So this isn't really my game. I really don't care who wins. Although I would like I was telling the guys earlier, I'd like to see Kansas City win it because my friends would all be happy. But it's not looking good for them at the moment. Although it's certainly not out of hand by any stretch of the imagination. I think that's a catch, especially if they called it a catch on the field. I don't think they can. What'd they call it on the field? I've got the sound down. Okay. Now I see. Crystal meth and vodka. Have low carbs. Chad's always got a joke. Chad always has us laughing. Chad needs to be a comedian. He really should go tour some of the local area comedy clubs. Well, they're moving the ball. This was a pretty good game. This is actually entertaining. Some of the there's been a few good ones the last few years, actually, Super Bowls that were fairly entertaining. Once in a while you get those blowouts that are no fun to watch. They're especially no fun to watch if your team is on the losing end of the blowout. Those are really rough. And being a Denver fan, I've been through a few of those. Although we've won a few too, so that was exciting. But those ones when you're getting blown out and by halftime it's over and you're just like, oh, it's not fun. Boise says that was a joke. You only watch Pornhub once in a blue moon. Yeah, I try to stay away from that stuff. I have nothing against it. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't have anything against adult stuff or even prostitution. It shouldn't even be illegal. Any of that stuff I think is fine. I just don't really want to partake in it myself. But to each his own, man. Do what you want. Ooh, throw it away. Your day job pays better. You never know, though, if you hit it big, man. Yeah, the Falcons choked. Then my Broncos choked against the Seahawks a few years ago, but luckily they came back and beat the Panthers a couple of years later, which was nice. And then we had those back-to-back wins back in. We beat the Packers and then the Falcons back in the day. We beat the Packers. That was like I had so many years of disappointment, and when we actually won that football game, we're supposed to get blown out, and the Broncos beat the Packers in the Super Bowl, and everybody was shocked, and that was just an amazing night. I don't think I slept for a couple of days. We were just partying and having a great time, and it was almost surreal. I couldn't even believe it happened because we had lost 4 Super Bowls at that point, and it was pretty rough. We lost to Dallas, and then we lost to the Patriots, and then we lost to the Rams, and then we lost to the Lions, and then we lost to the Cowboys, and then we lost to the Eagles, and then we lost to the Patriots, and then we lost to the Lions, and then we lost to the Cowboys, and then we lost to the Rams, and then we lost to the Patriots, and then we lost to the Lions, and then we lost to the Cowboys, and then we lost to the Rams, and then we lost to the Patriots, and then we lost to the Lions, and then we lost to the Cowboys, and then we lost to the Rams, and then we lost to the Patriots, and then we lost to the Lions, and then we lost to the Cowboys, and then we lost to the Rams, and then we lost to the Patriots, and then we lost to the Lions, and then we lost to the Cowboys, and then we lost to the Rams, and then we lost to the Patriots, and then we lost to the Lions, and then we lost to the Cowboys, and then we lost to the Rams, and then we lost to the Patriots, and then we lost to the Lions, and then we lost to the the Giants and the 49ers, and who was the other one we lost to? I'm drawing a blank. Oh, the Redskins. And then finally we got to one against the Packers and beat them, and then beat the Falcons the next year, and then went 20 years later or whatever to lost to the Seahawks, and then beat the Panthers, which was great. And I really felt confident against the Panthers, even though we were underdogs. Hey, they just scored. All right. Kansas City coming back. Not that they were that far down anyway. But the Panthers were favored, and everybody was talking a lot of crap. The Panthers were talking a lot of crap. Nobody was picking Denver for that game, and I really felt confident because that defense was unbelievably good, and I just felt like the defense would keep us in the game, and they did. They gave the Panthers everything more than they could handle. They got frustrated. They weren't used to playing against a defense like that. Yeah, Boise. Boise's in danger of putting himself on timeout. Quit talking about football. It's fun to watch. I just now getting back into the NFL. I got angry 3 years ago or whatever and stopped watching after 30 some years of never missing a Bronco game. I finally got mad, but I'm starting to. Actually, I'm watching the games. I didn't watch any NFL game for like 3 years, basically, or 2.5 seasons. Not even any of it. Nothing, none. Didn't care. I would catch stuff on Facebook when some of my friends would comment on what had happened or whatever, and that was the only thing. But I actually watched a couple of playoff things a little bit, and I'm watching tonight. So we'll see. Who's the cute blonde? Is that the female coach there? There's only one. First woman coaching the Super Bowl. That Google commercial was kind of sad earlier. It was kind of nice, but it was sad. The old guy with all reminded of his wife and all that stuff. Did you guys see that? That was pretty. I was kind of like, shit. It was pretty. That was a good commercial. Chad, Vice a Vikings fan. Yeah, they've lost 4 too, haven't they? Or just 4? They've only lost 4. Did they lose 5 now? I can't remember. She knows about being let down, and she's married to me, so she has that going for. She's used to being let down. No, he just his wife had apparently they were implying, his wife had passed away a couple of years before, and he could just tell Google, hey, show me pictures of me and my whatever, show me pictures of our anniversary, show me pictures of the time we went to whatever country or whatever, and then something she had written to him because apparently she knew she was going to die. She said, "Don't miss me too much and get the heck out of the house sometimes," or something like that. So it was just kind of a wow commercial. It's like, ooh, even as a guy who doesn't get that kind of way, I was kind of like, whoa, that was kind of got to me just a little bit. Okay, I wept profusely and I used a whole box of tissues. I had to admit it. No, it was pretty good commercial though. Yeah, I mean, apparently, or maybe, hopefully, maybe you assume a grandkid or a kid helped him or something, or maybe old guys can figure stuff out too. Some of them really do. Others have their relatives help them. I used to always help my grandma with stuff like that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Becky. Sky. Yeah, who's that? Who's that? Why are they in a motel room? I was always going to make a video about catching Kim in a motel room parking lot because her old job before this one was same thing that I do, and she sometimes would have to wait in parking lots of motels to pick people up to take them where they needed to go. And I was always going to like do a kind of a fake clickbait video, like I caught my girlfriend in the motel or whatever parking lot with waiting for whatever, you know. I thought it would be kind of funny. She didn't think that was a funny idea at all, so it never happened. Yeah, show me a picture of what I did. It's kind of scary. Google's scary because you look at anything, you're going to get ads for it. I swear, when I just talk about stuff, sometimes I'll get ads for it. I do. It's like I know I didn't look for that. I didn't type it in anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't shop for it. I just talked about it, and all of a sudden I'll get an ad. I'll get ads for something. It's kind of weird and creepy. You know, one day, me and my coworker at when I worked at the auto parts store, Sean, we were talking about. He was telling me about USS Nimitz UFO sightings or something. He was talking about that, and I was listening, and I'd kind of heard something about it before, but we didn't get online and look it up. We didn't go on Google. We didn't go on YouTube. We didn't do anything. We didn't do it on his phone or my phone. We didn't do anything. We were just talking about it. He was talking about it. It was really interesting. I came home for lunch. I plopped down in front of my computer right here, and I jumped on YouTube. And my first suggested video up on the left side was USS Nimitz UFO sighting video. And I was like, what the hell? I was racking my brain trying to think, but we hadn't gotten anything at all to, to look it up or do anything. It was just all verbal between us. And it was creepy. I don't know. Pornhub. I can't remember all the names of them. Pornhub's the huge one. There's a bunch of big ones though. What are the other ones? Damn it. Getting dating ads for people over 50. I keep getting, I get some of those too. I live in Superior, Nebraska. There's like 1,900 people here. Sometimes I'll get little things on the side that says, that'll have these pictures of like, they're obviously pictures of like models and porn stars and stuff like that. And it tries to tell me that they live in Superior and they're waiting to hook up. It's like, they don't live in Superior, because if any of those people live in Superior, I think I would have noticed them. You know, it's such crap. Yeah, they know everything. What was I getting? Oh, I've been getting these ads for these jeans with an elastic waist, and they're like cargo jeans, you know, and they're like light washed, and they have elastic waist. And the ad keeps popping up. I'm like, why? Why are they showing me this? It's embarrassing. Yeah. Yeah, John Black. The car's on Google, and yep. If you look at anything for a car, you're going to start getting inundated with ads about it, and the competing when I was looking for Challengers and stuff like that, or anything Challenger related, I'll get Challenger stuff, I'll get Charger stuff, I'll get Mustang and Camaro, and any other thing that they think a person that was looking for Challenger stuff might be also interested in. You know, I get ads from Ford saying, you know, interested in the Challenger? Check out the Mustang. You know, I was like, yeah. What happened there? Missed it. The Tesla knows where you're at all the time when you're driving. You can look where your other. I think I showed you guys. Not only can you get the address, but you can hit a thing. It'll show you a map, and it'll show the car moving and turning and how fast they're going and where they're at. And you get Tesla ads. Now, I don't think Tesla does any advertising, do they? They must, I guess. Debbie does, Dallas. Chad says, you say crushed red pepper hemorrhoid cream one time, and then bam, you get an ad. It might work. It would burn so bad that it would just kill all the other sensations, and it would probably just kill the nerves. Yeah, I clear my history a lot. It doesn't seem to help. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, with your phone, they can tell where you're at. If you got your phone with you, they know where you're at too. So it's amazing how many people kill people and they bring their phone and then they bring their phone to the dump site and they bring their phone and then they try to deny that they're ever there. And all they got to do is say, your phone is pinging off these towers over here right next, they know where you're at. If they investigate, they can figure out where you've been. I've seen a couple of well back in the day when cell phones weren't as prominent and not everybody had them. Only people with money. They were kind of expensive. Um, there was a couple of stories where people would kill somebody, take their phone, take the person's cell phone, and then use that cell phone to like call their mom and their friends and their work and all this stuff. Like, how dumb can you be? You have to realize you got to kill the guy. Then you got his phone and you're calling all these people that you know. It's just retarded. The amazing stupidity of criminals sometimes. I guess it's good because that way they get caught. Tesla will do that for you, Sky. You can get the Tesla to come pick you up all by itself. Although there's a few videos out there of it messing up and driving over stuff. Most of the time it works. I think it will back itself out of the garage. I haven't tried. I don't do a lot of the. We have partial self-driving, but to get the full self-driving, you have to pay a whole bunch more money, like thousands of dollars, and a lot of it's not even if you pay it right now, a lot of it's still not in effect yet. The software is in there and it will work, but there's laws about a lot of that stuff that they have to work out first before they can actually have full self-driving. But yeah, it'll park. It'll keep you in the lane. It'll brake. I think it'll get you out of the garage. It'll do a few things. And there's, I don't know if I have summon mode or not, where you summon the car to you. Like if you're at work in an office building and it's raining and you want the car to pull up right up front, you can hit summon, it'll come around. But like I said, there's quite a few videos of it screwing up, driving over medians or running over flower pots and stuff. But it does work, I'm sure, 99% of the time. It just, those videos, when they do get one like that, everybody wants to watch it, how that goes. I get like AARP stuff in the mail sometimes too. That's terrible. Sky's working on surveillance software that can detect anytime a stranger comes up my street by reading the ID from the phone via Wi-Fi. Oh, that's interesting. Cool. The Tesla has it also has Sentry mode. It's got there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 cameras on the outside of the car, and there's 2 inside the car, I think. And so if you leave it on Sentry mode, and then you can record anything. If anybody gets too close to your car, it starts to record. Or if they hit your car, it starts to record. If they try to open the door, all that stuff. It's all, and you'll see a lot of those videos too, because a lot of people like to vandalize Teslas for some reason. I guess they just hate them so much they can't resist scratching them with the key or whatever. And there's a lot of those videos, and they don't realize that if you mess with somebody's Tesla, you're going to be recorded. So it's not a good idea. Yeah, that's right, Chad. You got to have a burner phone if you need to take care, or just don't have your phone. I know that's a crazy concept, but yeah, they're doing all this Tesla. They're Elon Musk trying to go to Mars and all that stuff. So that's pretty interesting stuff. The more technology we get, the harder it becomes to get away with anything, because everything you do is you're on video, you're being tracked, and you're doing it to yourself. I just bought that car that, technically, like if I was driving too fast in that car or something and doing something stupid and I had an accident and I got in trouble, that car could, testify against me, because it's all well, the challenge is the same way. It records how fast you were going and all that stuff too. So, but yeah, that's the way things are now. Yep. Kansas City, they are good at coming back. That's for sure. They're never out of it. This is a hell of a football game. This is a really hell of a football game. This is great. I'm sure the town's going nuts right now. I have one friend, it's his birthday today, and he's the biggest Kansas City fan in the world. So he's probably He's probably having a hell of a day. Yeah, I should. Maybe the Tesla, yeah, email you a ticket. It it corrected me yesterday. I was driving down to Weber, Kansas. I think I've shown you guys that road before in some of my videos. Huge potholes in this road. We had to go to the cemetery down there. Her son is Kim's son is in that cemetery down there, so we went down there yesterday. Or yeah, yesterday, and I had to dodge all the potholes. And I got too close to the edge of the road once, dodging potholes, and the Tesla like little alarm went off, and it took control. It didn't like violently take control, but all of a sudden it moved the car back over to the road, and it was kind of weird. It's the first time that's happened to me. Although it could do that and move you right into a pothole. I'd have been mad if that happened. Yeah, you can do the old Hillary Clinton smash the cell phone, smash all your cell phones and burn them and throw them in the ocean. And Becky, you don't have a cell phone? Damn. Yeah, I'll fix you. That's what she said before she smashed over. 2420. What is there? 244 left? $8.51. We got we're a little over an hour in. I don't like when they've got to every guy's got to like over celebrate every single half-ass decent play that they make. I tackled the guy and then they got to do a dance, and it's just like, okay, yeah, it was a good play, but you didn't just win the Super Bowl yet or anything. You made a tackle, which is what your job is. So chill out. It used to be like the star guys would do that. Like you'd have receivers and running backs and quarterbacks and maybe defensive backs doing that. Now it's like an offensive lineman makes a block and he has to dance for 4 seconds after each play. It's kind of lame. Nice. Bam. Yeah, you see her knocking on the door. Can I use your phone? Yeah, I know it, Chad. The car's going to get me in trouble, probably. Both of them, really. Either one of them could. Hey, John Black, take care, man. You out of here? See you, dude. This game is getting good. See if San Francisco can take the lead. Flag. I don't really miss watching football on Sundays all the time because I get so much more done now, especially with the channel. I usually get a video out on Sunday and I get this live stream going and all that. Where back in the day, a few years ago, I'd have been glued to the TV all day watching every football game and then the Sunday night game as well. So it's kind of nice to not be so addicted to football as I used to be. It frees up my time quite a bit. It might, Sky, or maybe there'll be a new law where the government comes in and downloads all the info off your car, see if you deserved any tickets in the last 3 years or whatever. That wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me much. Yeah, I'm really depressed about the weather tomorrow. It kind of sucks. Yeah, it is. It is a very nosy car. It does keep track of what you're doing, where you're at. You can check on whoever's driving it. If you're not driving it, see exactly where they're at. A map, also as well as an address, how fast they're going, whether it's parked, is it being charged, is it parked, is it moving, how fast, what direction. It's crazy. Yeah, I agree, Chad. It should be like a spouse thing. You can't use it to testify against you. That's that will never happen though, because there's no pro privacy laws. It's all going the other way all the time. Yeah, I don't know. Even if you clear your history, I think some of the car, I think it's still in there somewhere. It's kind of like getting rid of stuff on your computer. It's still in there. It's not really gone. It only goes away when it gets full and it needs that room and it pushes that out to put something else in. Otherwise, it's technically still in there somewhere. I think. I'm no expert on that shit, but that's what I've read. I said the bad word, I'm going to get demonetized. Damn it. Yeah, Big Brother's pretty scary. They want to keep track of everything you do. They want to tell you what you have to buy and what you shouldn't buy and what you and where you should drive and how fast. Hey, Alan Osborne, what's up, man? I had to, they tell you what they want you to force you to buy. I didn't have health insurance for a while, so as of actually just today, I have to pay. Did my taxes, so I'd have to pay a whole bunch of money from last year. That law is gone now, but from 2018, I have to pay a fine for not having health insurance during that time, which really sucks. When the government tells you have to buy something that you choose not to buy. So Fuse 31, I think, or wait, I could be wrong. I don't want it's 31 or 35. It's that one's in the front. There's a fuses in the back that are for the yeah, I can't remember. And it might be different on the pre 15s and then the post 15s. I can't remember. Yep, we're all going to have to live off the grid and go back to. We're going to have to go back to the days when people actually lived like that all the time. And some of us will do better than others. I certainly won't be an expert at all that stuff, but I think I can do okay at it. Like if everything went to shit, I said it again. What's wrong with me? I'm cussing like a sailor tonight. I think I could survive because I can hunt and I can do all that kind of stuff. I'm not the greatest, but I wouldn't die. What was the comedian saying? There's a comedian saying about all these people that are saving up stuff for the end of the world, or if everything goes to hell and they got all this food and all this stuff saved up. But he's talking about if you don't, says you're basically just saving that for the toughest guy on the block because he's just going to come take it from you. It's just kind of true, probably. If everything did go to hell, all that stuff that you saved up and got ready for, it might. If you're not the baddest guy on the block, you might not have it. You might just be giving it to him. Boys gets the Chiefs and the 49ers. Yeah, one EMP knock everything out. There's already that even without EMP, there's already technology out there. I know the U.S. military has used other things to basically completely take down some of these other countries' communications and military stuff at times. They've done it. They've already done it. Yeah, that's true, Chad. I probably had it. Probably already has. We talked about the Pornhub. Yeah, it's amazing how they can find out one word that you said in your video. Incredible. And sometimes they think they have something that should be demonetized, and I can watch it 5 times and not pick up on anything that's nothing even PG rated. It's all G rated, and I still once in a while get it. It's like I can't figure out what it is they're picking up on. Yeah, that's right. You could find an old car and still drive it probably. We're all going to find out what rats and squirrels taste like, and one of these days, it's all going to go down, and we're going to be forced to forage and hunt to stay alive with whatever we can get our hands on. And when you're starving to death, any animal is probably going to be okay. Raccoon, okay, let's get that. Let's see if we can eat that. This guy was listening to a radio station in Amsterdam, and I started getting ads in Dutch. Yep. Even if you're just in the same house with somebody who looks something else up, like Kim and her son are going to Ireland in March. Yeah, they're going in March to Ireland on a trip, and so I'm getting stuff for travel stuff in Ireland, and fly to England and fly to Ireland and all this stuff, ads once in a while, and she's just because we're on the same. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, let's take that cheese factory over. Yeah, that's right, Becky. Twinkies and Vienna sausages. Honey lasts forever. And you can eat. There's a lot of stuff you can actually eat out there, just that grows that you wouldn't normally eat. But if you had to eat it, you could. Now, there's some dangerous stuff too. If you eat the wrong thing, you could get sick or die even. But yeah, you always wonder how that would be if you really seriously had to, just go out and live off the land somehow. Because generations in the past, that's just how it was for them. That's what they grew up doing, and that's was gradual learning over the years of how to do all that stuff. Whereas for us, it would be like a real smack in the face for some of us more than others. For guys and girls who already know how to grow things, or they know maybe what they can eat in nature, and maybe they can hunt a little bit, things like that, or fish and that kind of thing. But so they do better than other people. But then there's some people who have never done anything like that, and they'd be in deep crap if they didn't have all the modern luxuries and everything to depend on. Although with my hunting skills, I might starve. I'm not the greatest. Chad's got to go buy that crushed pepper hemorrhoid cream online. Oh, you're out of here? Okay, well, if you find a good deal on that, let me know. Check eBay. Good night, Chad. Oh, so the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. All right. The Chiefs just basically won this game. Damn. They're going to be partying in Superior tonight, but probably not, but. Night, Chad. Boise City says, Joey, that's why you use TurboTax. They had an exemption where if you couldn't pay for health insurance, you're good. I never could find anything like that. I had a tax preparer do it for a few years, and I started doing it on my own on Credit Karma. I used theirs, but I could never find any exemption, and now I got these damn fines. So I would have had a pretty decent little return this year, but it's all going to go to paying off the IRS for those stupid ass fines. I think since they reversed the law, we should all get our money back for those fines, but I know that ain't going to happen. It's unconstitutional for anybody, Congress or president or whoever else, to tell you that you have to buy something that you don't want to buy. They can't tell you have to go out and spend money and purchase something that you don't choose to purchase, a product. That's why it was called a tax, because they can tax you. So when it looked like it was going to be found unconstitutional at the last minute, it all became a tax. Therefore, it wasn't unconstitutional because it's a tax, and they can do that. Yeah, no Patriots this year. The Patriots have dropped off just a little bit. You got to respect them, though. They had a hell of a run, and they may not be over yet. But yeah, they've taken about a step down from where they were as far as they're not so unbeatable. Denver usually played well against them all during those years. Anyway, Denver actually had a really good record against the Patriots. One of the few teams that did have a good record against the Patriots. Yeah, I think this one's over, guys. It's not 100% over, but it's basically over. We're going to see something interesting here, I'm sure. They're going to try to come up with somewhat of a big return or something here. Now, I don't make that much money. Oh, there are going to be some happy people around here. Kansas City fans will be thrilled. That's awesome, though. They deserve it. They're a good team. They've been building for a long time. They've had a few major failures over the last couple of years in the playoffs. I kind of thought their window had closed last year. I thought that's it. They're done. They're not going to be able to keep this up. And they're back, and they just won the Super Bowl, basically. Looks like they just won. Usually, most years I end up about even, where I either have to pay a few or I get just a few. It's right in that. I'm right on that. But with that couple of years there when I didn't have insurance, that screwed me up. So now I have to pay those fines, which when it first started, they weren't that high of fines, but they went up each year, and it went up to some outrageous. The fines got pretty outrageous the last couple of years before the law was changed. I think I am getting back something from Nebraska though. I forgot. It wasn't much. It was like literally like a tank of gas worth of money from Nebraska. I'll be getting back. Yeah, I was um, when I did my AdSense earnings on there, that cut a bunch of my money back too because I had to pay a little bit, quite not a lot, but I had to pay quite a bit of income tax on the AdSense earnings. Not a ton because I don't make a lot, but that knocked it down even more. And then yeah, there was stuff on there to deduct stuff that I could have done on there, but I don't know. I don't want to have to prove anything. I just let it go. I didn't deduct anything from all the expenses I do for this, but I probably should if I kept good track of it and receipts and all that kind of stuff, maybe, but I didn't. So yeah, that whole forcing you to buy insurance or you got to get that's just I'm sorry, I hate to hear that, Becky. That does suck. It's just not fair. It's stupid, and I still think it's not constitutional. They can call it a tax all they want. But thank God it's over now. They don't do it anymore. They may end up coming back at some point if certain people end up in office and things like that. It may end up coming back. But as for now, it's a dead issue and it's no more. But if you got fined in the past, you still had to pay it then, and I still got to pay for. I guess it's 2018. I think it is. Which I was surprised when I got that bill. I thought I had already taken care of that because I did have, and for my 20 or for my what was it? I was thinking that I had already paid it for because I was supposed to get a return at one point, and I thought that went to that paying that off, but it didn't. The fine was bigger than I thought it was. So anyway, it's lame. The Chiefs are Super Bowl champions here in about 30 seconds. That's really cool. Glad to see it. They're in, like they said, they're in the same division with Denver, so I shouldn't root for them. But at the same time, I got lots of friends and stuff, and it's been a long time coming for these guys. The Niners have won quite a few Super Bowls over the years. Yeah, 0202 2020, kind of an interesting date there. I had to type that a bunch of times today and stuff for another thing because I was doing my taxes. Kim and I were trying to figure out which one of us should do take the tax credit for the Tesla because you get money for buying the electric car. We ended up doing it on mine to help pay some of that fine off. It went down to $1,875 credit for the Tesla this year. It was $7,500 a couple of years ago, but they're phasing it out. 2019 was the last year you could even do it, and it went down to I think it's 1850 or 1875. I forget. Yep, they just won this game. It's got to be. I mean, you get to the Super Bowl and you lose. It's got to be a huge disappointment. But man, only there's 32 teams and only 2 of them get there. it's something to be proud of to make it, to get there. But it's also devastating because you got that close and couldn't do it. Got to be a little frustrating. Only one team can walk out the winner in a game, so it's part of life. It's not the end of the world. It's just sports. I used to get upset over football sometimes of time like this, but within 10 minutes, you put everything back in perspective and okay, life goes on. I got stuff to do. My team lost. Oh, well. It sucks. I wish they would have won. You say this guy says China dumped almost $1 trillion stimulus due to the virus. Yeah, China's got they had to close down a bunch of industry and a lot of bad situations. I know the steel industry over there is shut down, and I know the Tesla factory they just built is shut down. Bunch of stuff. So it's going to be, if this continues, it's going to have a ripple effect on everybody. So it could be interesting to see what happens with the economies and things like that when all that. I hope not, Sky. I hope not. Let's hope things stay good. The economy's really good. Everything's going very well in that department, at least. So let's hope we don't see huge inflation, but we could. Sure hope not. That's it. Final. KC 31, San Francisco 20. Kansas City are the world champions of American football, NFL. Awesome. Very cool. Boise's playing Battlefield 1 right now. Cool. Chiefs win. Chiefs win. Some happy people there. That's cool. Mahomes he's a hell of a quarterback. I haven't seen a quarterback like that in a long time. He really is quite the star. It's good to see some of the new guys because all those great quarterbacks are gone, and there's a couple that are getting older now. But it looks like we got some really, really good ones coming up here. So good to see. Yeah, boys, you missed all the stuff we said. It was bad. We should have been kicked out. There's Andy Reid. Boy, a lot of confetti there. Cool. I bet I bet a lot of people in Kansas City area and everywhere else where there's fans are going to be missing work tomorrow. They're going to have the flu. Now you're going to go watch some Shakira videos. I don't know. She's okay. I never have like the famous woman thing. I don't really. I can't. I think I don't really have a thing for anybody that's like super famous. Maybe Gwen Stefani. I got kind of a thing for her. She's the only really famous person that comes to mind when I. Steve Fitzpatrick's going to drink some beer. I wish I could drink some beer right now, but I can't. Too many carbohydrates. There's a bunch of beers with low carbs now, which is kind of nice. I just saw a new one that came out, and I forget what company it was, though. It was Blue Moon, Coors Blue Moon, something, light something or another. Really low in carbs, so I might have to try that. I like the regular Blue Moon. It's pretty good. So good night, Steve. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate you being in. Take care. All right, Sky One, get out of here, man. Take care, man. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I was hoping my phone might go off again for another job tonight. That would have been nice. That was a good one last week. I had to drive to Kansas City and back. I don't want to drive to Kansas City tonight though, because of this. Probably a bunch of drunk people on the road. But I got some good hours out of that one. That was nice. Although for the first stop to pick those guys up, the GPS is supposed to take me right to where they're at, and it didn't. It took me to a dead end street on a residential neighborhood. So then I had to get into gear real quick and figure out where the hell these guys were without knowing the area at all. But it wasn't too difficult, but I was about 11 minutes late. But I went ahead and marked myself as there at the time when I got to the place the GPS told me to go to, even though it wasn't right, because that's where it told me to go. So I figure I was on time. So if they complain about it, I'll complain back, because it took me to a dead end street in a residential neighborhood. Not my fault. And it's when it's an area you don't know where to go. If you've never been there before, you're supposed to use the GPS. And it's supposed to take you right to where you need to go. And it didn't. We got 9 people. I had a terrible YouTube. My January was really bad as far as views and revenue. It's the worst one I've had in a long time. I think I don't know how many videos I actually made. I know I didn't. Some of them were pretty boring, and I didn't get a lot of views. And for whatever reason, I'm not getting suggested to people. I think too. It's weird how that works on YouTube, the algorithms and all that. So if you guys could give me a thumbs up whenever you can, I'd really appreciate that. I think that helps a little bit. Or comments and things like that too. Helps get you a little bit up higher on the suggested lists for certain people, for car stuff or Dodge stuff or whatever. I'm here begging you guys to help me out. I always feel I hate watching video. I don't really hate it, but everybody's like at the end of the video, don't forget to subscribe or like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. So I say that sometimes. Sometimes I don't. When I think of it, I usually say it. It feels kind of weird, but I guess, you do want to remind people to subscribe. That way they're going to see your videos more. You're going to get more views and all that good stuff. I feel weird saying it, but because I figure if your video is good enough, they like you enough, they're going to subscribe whether you ask them to or not. I usually subscribe. I don't usually subscribe at the end of anybody's video. I can usually tell if it's someone new. It might be just a minute or two into the video. It might be a 15-minute video, and I'll be like, I'll know whether it's something I want to subscribe to or not. And most of the time, that's when I do it, if I do it. Yeah, I like to let the ads run on people's videos. At least if they have a whole bunch of ads, I usually won't let them all run, but I'll at least let one set of ads run. And if any of the ads are for anything I'm remotely interested in, I'll click on them and check it out, because that helps even more. So if someone has some car parts, then whatever, if it's something I'm interested in at all, I'll usually click on it and check it out real quick, because that helps them out a lot too. I try to help out, and there's a lot of us small channels like me, and even the big channels. It doesn't matter who it is. It's nice to help out as much as you can. Get paid for their work that way. Well, there's a lot of excited Kansas City people jumping around. I'm sure when I get on Facebook later, there's going to be a lot of friends on there talking how happy they are. So that'll be cool. There goes the Gatorade. Looks like a requirement. You got to dump the drinks on the coach. I can't remember when that started. How long ago did they start doing that? It was way back, like in the 70s. Well, guys, I think we've been on for an hour and 34, and that's usually about where we cut this sucker off at. So I think we'll do that. Game's over. I think most people are getting ready to settle in for the night. So we're going to rock out of here. I want to thank everybody so much for being here. You guys rule. As usual, make my job super duper easy. Have a good night, everybody. Appreciate it. Watch the latest video if you can, and support all the channels on YouTube. Everybody's working hard. So appreciate you guys. Thanks, man. Take care. Good night. See you soon.